bombshell.
What's up, family? So today we got Nancy Grace breaking down some more of this Nolan Wells case, and she wants to know if this audio is real. Let's go ahead and
Tonight, Nolan Wells audio distress call. Is it real?
let them
Good
know.
evening.
Is
I'm
it?
Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
Everyone in the background is saying, "Is he dead? Nolan, wake the up."
Claiming they're sinking and calling for help. And yet in the background, are we really hearing all of this other activity?
Nobody has ever, none of the kids on this boat have ever admitted that anybody said that they thought Nolan was dead.
Right.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
So this is the seat tow dispatch call.
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey,
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right. Well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't
All
have
right.
the tag
Unless
on
you
here.
have a
It got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at
You are hearing the audio distress call from the boat. That is the boat on which
They was about to say the numbers right there. He said two something.
Nolan Wells went
You're gonna see why I
to
said that in a
Horn
minute.
Island. Now, there have been a lot of different accounts about whether he was on the boat when he came back from Horn Island, when he was supposed to come back from Horn Island. He never came back from Horn Island. And you can clearly hear on that version, which we obtained from the Mississippi Department of Marine Research. They released it. It's not something off TikTok or Insta. And that's what you hear.
You heard that, right? Of Marine Research. They released it. That's an official audio. You heard it from Nancy Grace herself. It's not awesome TikTok. It's not. It's not. This is an official audio. So does that answer everybody's question saying it's a fake audio? God.
Let me hear 184 one more time, please.
Sure, he's dead. He's dead. It's dead. Nolan.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How
Nolan
can I
don't
help
die
you?
like.
Hey,
Oh,
we're
man.
at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey,
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
Dave Mack, Crime Stories, investigative reporter.
Wow.
What are we hearing?
Nancy, this is the audio call from the boat that Nolan Wells took out to Horn Island. And
Yeah.
the boat is attempting to leave Horn Island because
Hey, y'all make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 500 subscribers.
the boat is taking on water. What we are hearing is the call from the boat to the group they have that handles
Cito,
towing and other.
let me help you. Let me help you. Reminder, Dave Mack, we've only got 1 hour to cover a lot of territory. That is the
She not playing.
Cito call where
She not playing.
the grandson of the boat owner thinks that they're taking on water. Joining me right now, special guest Brandon Tatum. He is a former police officer with Tucson PD, and he is
I
the
hate
star
this dude.
of The Officer Tatum on YouTube. He has interviewed Nolan's friends. Now, We're about to bring on 2 experts, each one taking a different viewpoint on that call. But, Officer Tatum, thank you for being with us tonight. No matter what you say, just know you're going to get hate mail. Doesn't matter what you say. If the angel Gabriel came down right now and spoke on this case, he would get hate mail. That said, what do you make of that audio, officer?
Well, Nancy, thank you so much for having me on. If you put the audio within context, it is an impossibility unless these people are prophesying that somehow they're saying Nolan's name or projecting that Nolan is somehow injured, hurt, or killed.
What?
Because
how is it an impossibility when we just heard it? So we're deaf? Like this dude, I've never seen somebody sell out so hard in my life.
we have witnesses that have come out. When I interviewed Warren, a lot of those kids that I talked to already alluded to this way before the audio came out, that they were gone. And people had already saw Nolan after they had left. The young lady, Katie, that he was hanging out with, I saw a text message from her alluding to the fact that she never saw him get on that boat at all. We have video of the boat that we shared on our social media page, and it shows all the occupants on the boat, and Nolan was not there. And so if a person thinks that they've heard something on the audio, they have to compare it with context.
Bro,
maybe they said,
no.
Is it dead? Talking about items that could potentially have.
Are you guys serious? So he's saying, nah, maybe. Let's let him finish.
Died or damaged on the boat, given the fact that they were sinking. So I think people need to.
So he's saying that when they were saying, oh my God, is he dead? Is he dead? They're referring to an item on the boat. He just referred Nolan Wells to an item on the boat like it was the plug that was sinking. That's how low he willing to go. That's crazy. That's crazy. And he's saying it with a straight face. And it's wow. Wow.
Put this in context and reevaluate what they're listening to on the video.
No, we're not going to put nothing in context that you want us to put in context. He wants us to basically move on and say, well, they had people saying, this is what he wants us to do. Nolan ends up dead. There's an audio footage of people screaming Nolan's name, saying he's dead. But since there were some witnesses that said they seen him at 6 o'clock, let's forget about this audio here and move on to the fact that we seen him at 6 o'clock, and let's go try to solve that case. That is no case. We're going to be solving that case forever because that is no case. The case is right here. So you want us to go over where the juice is at. Like, that's crazy to me. And he's saying it with a straight... I can't believe he's saying this on national television so serious. Like, there's some wicked people on this earth, bro. Everybody knows that what they heard. Everybody knows what they heard. I can show this to a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old. Everybody knows what they just heard. This is ridiculous.
Because if you are going to make a staunch stance in the wrong direction, in my opinion, by saying they're obviously talking about Nolan, it is incredibly impossible. One more thing, real quick.
How is it incredibly impossible? How is it incredibly impossible, bro? Bro, I'm at a loss of words. Y'all let me know in the comments. Am I going crazy? Somebody please let me know in the comments. Am I going crazy?
When you look at where they were at when they made the phone call and their GPS coordinates, it literally put them on the island. And we know, and not on the physical island, but really close proximity to the island. And we know, because we have another video of Nolan being out there and also all the other boats surrounding him, that this would have had to happen very near to hundreds of people in hundreds of different boats. So somebody would have seen something if there was.
Well, they also said Nolan wasn't on the boat, but we obviously hear Nolan's name. So a lot of people seen something, but nobody's saying nothing, the truth. We get that. A lot of people seen something. We're just not getting the truth. They also said Nolan to get on the boat, but they're screaming Nolan's name on the boat. So where are you getting at? A lot of people seen something. You goofball.
There's a dramatic commotion like this occurring on that boat.
I hear what you're saying, Officer Brandon Tatum.
Nancy, don't
that
fall for it.
last part that you said, that there were hundreds of people around and they would have seen what happened, that part I disagree with that. John Mobley joining us, veteran trial lawyer out of South Carolina. John, take off your defense hat one moment and let's address that statement. Do I have to say Tupac? That just comes off the top of my head. Crimes happen all the time in a crowded area and nobody sees anything. Either they say they didn't see anything, or they really didn't see anything, because it all blends in, right? It all blends in. I've had a little boy thrown off the 3rd level of the Mall of America almost to his death. He did die and he was brought back to life. Nobody saw what happened. A guy threw him over. People were all over the mall. The food court was crowded. Nobody saw. I had like 2 witnesses. So I think part of
So I do believe that, yeah, the majority of people probably didn't see exactly what happened, but those kids on the boat seen exactly what happened. That small amount of people on the boat, they know exactly what happened to Nolan. They know. They're aware. And from the audio, we also know that when the Coast Guard was on the way, the grandfather called in and said, no, don't go. Don't go to them. So and it's like, bro. So I know they're trying to let them get every angle out so they can try to disprove it. Hopefully that's what they're trying to do. Because I'm not settling. Like, this is ridiculous right here.
it is, Mobley, you don't expect to see something, and so your mind is not interpreting, it's not intercepting what you're physically seeing. And again, we don't know what happened. We don't know why Nolan Wells has a red mark on the back of his occipital. We don't know. Was he hit? Did he fall? Then fall off a boat? It could have been any number of things. Some nefarious, some an accident, some negligent. My point is, just because there's a lot of people around, that does not guarantee you witnesses, Mobley. You know that better than anybody with all the cases you've tried.
Well, Nancy, I got to call it like I see it. I think there are 2 things I want to say to address that. The first part, I would agree with you that, yes, a lot of people can be around and they can notice something, and something can happen rather, and people not see it. However, I think the way that the human mind works, we would all agree, is we perceive things all the time, okay? And we may perceive something that at the time we perceive it, it is not deemed significant. However, in this case, I do believe that if someone did see something that they didn't pay particular attention to involving Nolan Wells, once all of this has come out, the way the mind works is it'll trigger what they saw before, because now it becomes significant. Okay, so I do agree that people can perceive things and not pay attention to them, but when something significant happens later, sort of like being robbed, you're not paying attention to what everybody's wearing, but if when somebody robs you and later on you have to recall what that person is wearing, what they look like, you can recall it because it's important at that point. But at the time they perceived it, it was not important. So that's what I want to make sure I discuss. And I do want to address, you talk about the red mark on the back of his head. I mean, I think that is a red herring. That's something that everybody kind of latched onto because they're so desperate for any information that might be related to the cause of his death. But even the own pathologist that conducted the autopsy,
it might be a what?
Put him up. Mobley, are you a medical doctor? Yes, no.
Right.
I know how to examine forensic evidence based on the countless homicides that I've tried.
Listening, not hearing, yes, no. You're not a medical doctor.
I'm a juris doctor.
Are you a medical examiner?
I am not.
No. Put up the back diagram, the back of the head of Nolan Wells from the second autopsy right now. You know what? I give it to you, Mobley. You're a great trial lawyer. A medical examiner, you ain't. And I don't know why you're saying people are latching onto this, grabbing at straws. I'm looking right at it, man. Should I believe you and my lying eyes? I am looking at the second autopsy. Yeah. And I have questioned multiple actual medical examiners, actual doctors that say that means something. Put him up again.
Right. Trying to dismiss
what
this.
world?
Ridiculous.
In what
That's
world
ridiculous.
would the first medical
That's ridiculous. How like that? I'm so happy she's on this
Medical
case.
examiner remove Nolan's throat if it did not have something probative about it, something that proves
Exactly.
something. Did they remove his toe? No. His elbow? No. His eyeball? His nose?
Exactly. Nancy put it nail on the head. Why else would they remove the throat? The lungs is gone too. Why else? They didn't remove nothing else. We have redness in the back of the throat, and the toe, in the throat is gone. Why the toes not gone? Why the fingers not gone? Like, we gotta make it make sense, guys.
No, they took his throat. Do not tell me that a medical doctor, which you are not, took a throat out of this young man because it means nothing. And then, you know what? I can't even hear you. Straight out to Joe Scott Morgan joining us, professor of forensics, death investigator.
She got everybody on
That
this,
second
boy.
doctor did not highlight that in red for nothing.
Right.
That doctor
She
is
didn't.
not grabbing at straws, as Mobley said. I don't know why he's saying
Right.
that.
Right.
No, you're right. He has purpose. We have purpose in everything that we do in the medical legal world. And so when you see this highlighted area, it's unique in the way he has diagrammed it here. He even demonstrates it that it has almost like margins to it. And, you know, that's what has left a big question for us, because it's not like it's diffuse all over the place where you've got these kind of spotty alignments. He's got a margin. It almost looks like a rectangle, doesn't it? Well, when we begin to see things like that, we think about patterns. And that's some of the questions that have yet to be answered. But what he does say in his relative to the second examination is that he did a multi-layered dissection. Now, this area had not been dissected by the ME's office in Mississippi. So what he's doing is he's going layer by layer. We're talking about the skin. We're talking about the subcu fat. We're talking about the musculature that's under there. And yes, there is musculature under there. And what his conclusion is, Nancy, is that there's significant decomposition at this point in time. So he cannot make a determination about these markings one way or another. He needs more information. And admittedly, in this second autopsy, he says this is pending investigation, and that's key here.
Wow. So even the ME specialist, the private ME specialist, said this is pending investigation because this does not make sense. This he can't identify what this redness is on the back of his head. So they have to investigate what happened. This is real. This is real, guys. This is not a game.
Okay. Joe Scott Morgan.
Yes.
He, the first medical examiner, removed the throat.
Yes.
Right.
No other part of the body, except for the lungs, removed the throat and the lungs. We know why he took the lungs. I don't have to be a death investigator like yourself with 10,000 death investigations under my belt to know why he took the lungs, to see if no one drowned. But the fact that someone has a lungs full of water does not tell me how they got in the water.
The water.
Did he fall?
Exactly.
Was he hit? Was he held under? Was it an accident? Did you see that video? Pull it up if you can, control room, of all those ships, all those boats out there. If he was between one of those boats, lost his footing, went under, got the riptide, no one may have noticed. All right? No one may have noticed. Look at all that. And there were apparently 300 or so people out there. This is just a tiny microcosm. It's July the 4th. Everybody's at Horn Island having a good time. So it could be any number of ways he landed under the water. But my point is, that's why they took the lungs. Why? The throat.
Right.
Well, because the throat and the throat area, as you're referring to it as, it's actually the organs of the neck. We're talking about the larynx, the pharynx, our windpipe, essentially, and everything else that's connected therein. That's the conveyance to get into the lungs. So one of the things, what they're looking at here, Nancy, to put it very bluntly, is they're looking for any possibility that his breathing could have been compromised. Well, how is that compromised? Well, when you begin to think about, if you put your hand in the midline of your throat, right here, okay, you begin to think about the trachea, which is encompassed right here. Was it compromised in any way? Are there any focal areas of hemorrhage? Has it been
Right.
crushed? You would go up into the neck. I suspect that the tongue was probably removed as well. You're going to look at the hyoid, which did not accompany the body, but all of this has been retained. There's nothing abnormal about the state retaining the organs of the neck. This happens very, very frequently in cases
Okay.
like this because they want to be able to go back and examine it. And also for the future, they either want to get a consult on it or it has evidentiary probative value here moving forward with any kind of case in the future.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here. If you are a homeowner, you've probably thought, should I call American Financing to refinance and pay off this debt?
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey,
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir?
I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't
All
have
right,
the tag
unless
on
you
here.
have a
It got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain.
So some dummy said basically that moment right there where when they asked for the membership number, when it went blank, that was evidence of tampering. That is them hiding that just person's identity. Like that's normal. Everything else you can hear blunt as daylight. That millisecond where the number stopped, it went right back into the conversation. It made perfect sense. So they said in the video.
What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right, and is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
on
many?
board.
All right, do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
We're bringing in our forensics experts, but back to Brandon Tatum, former police officer, Tucson PD. He is the star of the Officer Tatum on YouTube. He has interviewed
I really don't
Nolan's
want to hear
friends.
this guy.
Okay, you're saying that I am looking at, and others are looking at this out of context. My mind is open. You may be right. And I believe, Officer Tatum, you are specifically referring to the words, let's see the transcript of the audio as I read this, please. You're referring to alleged statements. Sure, he's dead? Is he dead? Nolan. OMG. Nolan, don't die. Then wake the F up.
I really want to know how he's going to defend himself on this one. Like, there's no defending yourself on this one, bro. Like, I really want to hear, like, it's crazy, bro.
Check his chest. Now, to you, Officer Tatum, you believe that there is an innocent explanation. My mind is open. And that innocent explanation would be what?
Well, I think that if you are convinced without context that they are talking about Nolan, you're going to hear certain things and perceive it. I mean, the bilge pump is damaged. They could have been saying don't die or is it dead, referring to the bilge pump or the bilge pump. And they could have been talking about a battery. They could have been saying,
how dare you try to make everybody seem like they're a fool or they're insult everybody's intelligence. They wasn't talking about a battery. They wasn't talking about a bilge pump. They was talking about Nolan. They said, Nolan, is he dead? Oh my God, Nolan, don't die. They said it clear as day. Don't insult everybody's intelligence going on here referring to Nolan as a bilge pump or something else. That is ridiculous, bro. You should be ashamed of yourself.
no, and people think they said Nolan.
Shit
The
don't
only
make no
reason that
sense.
I deviate
Man,
from the transcript is because there are witnesses that have said they've seen Nolan after the boys had already left and after the call was already made. And also, I put my detective mind
so
on.
Skip, so your detective mind on, bro, who? So you want us to skip past the phone call and just go back to, because a couple people said they seen him, but we got evidence where he was right here. But we want to skip past that. Yeah, right, bro. Yeah, right. You know what? Somebody like you, I don't wish this upon nobody, but if you was in a similar situation like this, bro, and you was getting done like this, you would be devastated. You would be devastated. Man,
When I look at the reasoning, but why would they be calling and giving GPS coordinates and talking to this dispatch for 8 minutes?
Let's go to our digital experts.
I can't do it.
First, Todd Shipley joining us, digital cybercrime expert, former Detective Sergeant Reno PD, 25 years in law enforcement, author of Surviving a Cyber Attack, Securing Social Media, Protecting Your Home, author of Investigating Internet Crimes, An Intro to Solving Crimes in Cyberspace. He says nothing he hears on this audio shows that the audio has been altered. Okay, Shipley,
then.
hit it.
Well, we have to look at the fact that the audio that we received is, again, one of those that was released by the press and is probably been stepped on multiple times. Just like we had last year with another famous video.
Did you say that was released by the press? Hold on, Todd. That was not released by the press.
Right.
It was
released to the press, but it was released by the Mississippi.
See, and they're going to try to do this stupidity. It was released by the let Nancy
Department of Marine Resources. That was not released by the media.
What she said.
Yes, Nancy, but in every station that's released it has put a copy that they've edited up onto online. And so we have this expectation bias that's there. So the audio obviously is real. It's been released, and the agency that released it has said that it's a video or
it's
audio.
Real. It's real. I don't know why he's talking so much.
Every version that we've seen has been stepped on multiple times. And so there's an expectation bias when you start putting up audio translations that you believe is there, and everybody then has this confirmation of that this is what's said. Now, we have to go back to the original audio from the government agency to get the information that we need to prove what's there in the audio, because multiple pieces released through press stations online don't always have the exact audio we want. There's already been speculation that some of the different audio, like TMZ's and the others, are a little bit edited, and they always are, because you put them on there for a specific purpose. And adding the edited versions of what you think are the audio does not necessarily mean that that's what it is. We can look at the audio and find out what's there, but we've got to look at the original version.
So that's the original audio that they're dealing with.
Hi, guys. American
AI enhancements now that are, you just cannot trust the AI because it inserts its own thoughts into it, But when you go old school on this, you isolate and filter. You use an EQ, equalization, to filter, to cut out the...
Bro, they're just talking a whole bunch of nonsense. Basically, when you got a subwoofer at the house or a bass, you turn it up and down. That's all he's talking about doing. The audio's not altered. He's just talking about the volume of the audio.
Low rumble below 80 hertz. You cut out the high hiss above 8 hertz. This gives you the chance to hear that background a little more clearly. Then you boost the mid-range frequency. That's between 300 hertz and 3400 hertz. That matches the mid-range of human speech. Then you apply a simple high-pass filter that removes the constant deep humming or any other extraneous noises that are constant. And this does not alter the content. It merely enhances the content.
Okay, exactly what I just said. It doesn't alter what was happening. It just enhanced it. For all my trolls out there, all they did was enhance the audio. That's all they did.
So when you ask, did we edit or alter? No, we merely enhanced it using basic tools that are used in every production department around the world.
This is like when you're playing music, you turn up the bass or turn down the bass. Or...
Yep.
Dave Mack, I believe the correct answer would be HELLNO, because if Tatum is right, I want to hear it. Okay, joining us now in addition.
So that's basically the whole video. I watched it. Y'all can go tune in with that one. But the audio was real. That's what's happened. You guys take your opinions from it. If you got this far, please make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want more content like this. We on the way to 500. Matter of fact, we're on the way to 1,000 subscribers. Let's go ahead and do it. I do appreciate you, families. Let me know your opinion in the comments.